Hello everyone, my name is Marjurie Omandac together with my groupmates Rosa de Lima Manco, Leslie Jhe Petallar, and Sarah Jane Milla. The group 1 are here today and we are about to embark on an extraordinary journey through time and sound discussing an interesting topic captivating the world of radio in the heart of Philippine pop culture. So, what is radio? So, radio refers to the wireless transmission and reception of electric impulses of signals or messages through the airwaves using electromagnetic waves. This communication method is primarily used for broadcasting audio sound signals, although it can also be used for transmitting other types of information, including data. Radio has been a significant medium of mass communication since the early 20th century and continues to play a crucial role in providing news, entertainment, music, and educational content to diverse audiences. So let's go to the history of radio. The invention of radio is often credited to Guglielmo Marconi, who successfully transmitted radio signals across the Atlantic in the early 20th century. The golden age of radio on 1920s to 1950s saw that the rise of serialized dramas, variety shows, and news broadcasts. FM radio introduced in the 1930s improved audio quality and paved the way of stereo broadcasting. So, pioneers of radio. If success has many fathers, then radio is one of the world's greatest success. Perhaps one simple way to sort out this multiple parentage is to place those who have been given credit for fathering radio into groups. We have the scientist and we have the businessman. Let's go over and discover the scientist of the creation of radio. So first in the list is Heinrich Hertz. This German physicist who died of blood poisoning at age 37 was the first to prove that you could transmit and receive electric waves wirelessly. Although Hertz originally thought his work had no practical use, today it is recognized as the fundamental building block of radio, and every frequency measurement is named after him, the Hertz. So next is Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla was a Serbian-American inventor who discovered the basis for most alternating current machinery. In 1884, a year after coming to the United States, he sold the patent rights for his system of alternating current dynamos, transformers, and motors to George Westinghouse. He then established his own lab where he invented, among other things, the Tesla coil and induction coil widely used in radio. Next in the line is Ernst Alexanderson. Born in Sweden, this remarkable inventor developed the first alternator to make transmission of speech, as opposed to the dots and dashes of telegraphs possible. It is said that this holder of 344 patents virtually invented everything General Electric did in the field of AM, FM, and TV. We also have Reginald Fessenden. This Canadian spent much of his working life in the US, where he developed a way to combine sound and radio carrier waves. His first effort to transmit this mixed signal to a receiver where the carrier wave would be removed and the listener could hear the original sound failed. However, in 1906, using Alexanderson's alternator, Fessenden made the first long-range transmission of voice from Brant Rock, Massachusetts.
Edwin Armstrong. This World War I Army officer, Columbia University engineering professor, and creator of FM radio invented the generative circuit, the first amplifying receiver and reliable continuous wave transmitter, and the superheterodyne circuit, a means of receiving, converting, and amplifying weak, high-frequency electromagnetic waves. His inventions are considered by many to provide the foundation for cellular phones. Let's go ahead and get to know the businessmen in the world of radio. Guglielmo Marconi. This Italian creator spent most of his working life in England, where he introduced many of the first uses of wireless telegraphy to European navies. His radio apparatus is widely considered to be the reason that over 700 people survived the Titanic disaster in 1912, instead of dying as they likely would have if the ships at the seas were still using carrier pigeons to communicate over great distances. As a young man living in Italy, Marconi read a biography of Heinrich Hertz, who had written and experimented with early forms of wireless transmissions. Marconi then duplicated Hertz's experiment in his own home, successfully sending transmissions from one side of his attic to the other. He saw the potential for the technology and approached the Italian government for support. When the government showed no interest in his ideas, Marconi moved to England and took out a patent on his device. Rather than inventing radio from scratch, however, Marconi essentially combined the ideas and experiment of the other people to make them into a useful communications tool. Lee De Forest. Lee De Forest is credited with being the father of American radio. De Forest was a direct competitor to Marconi at the turn of the century 1899, when he was the chief scientist at the U.S. first radio firm, American Wireless Telephone and Telegraph, until Marconi took over the company's asset in 1912 after a series of financial scandals. Although he held 300 patents, De Forest's greatest technology contribution is considered to be his 1906 Odeon vacuum tube. History of the radio in the Philippines. Radio in the Philippines started in the 1920s, during the American colonial period. The first official station is the Kizi Kizi, an AM station in Manila, Philippines, launched in 1924 by Henry Herman Sr., owner of the electrical supply in Manila. Henry was an American and a former soldier who came to the Philippines to fight in a Philippine-American War. Then government regulation for local radios followed in 1930s. World War II disrupted broadcasting, but post-war reconstruction led to growth. DZRZ, established in 1939, played a significant role. The 1970s saw the rise of FM radio and in 1986, radio played a vital role in the people power revolution.
Radios in different era. In 1990, radios were used mainly as a way for ships to stay in contact with land and other ships. Radio messages were transmitted and received using the Morse codes, dots, and dashes. The system was called the wireless telegraph or the radio telegraph. At the onset of World War I, radio was still in its infancy. Army equipment was primitive, had a very short range, and often negotiated atmospheric interference. A 1913 aircraft with a radio, at the time considered cutting-edge equipment, had a maximum range of 2,000 yards.
Military radio equipment also used vacuum tubes, which were heavy and bulky. This is how the radio looked like during 1920s. After being introduced during World War I, radios became a common feature in American homes of the 1920s. Hundreds of radio stations popped up all over the course of the decade. These stations developed and broadcasted news, serial stories, and political speeches. In this next picture describes the radio during the 1940s. Radio became a medium in music, news, call-in talk shows, and other emerging entertainment programs. Enhancing the feature mostly popular into its furniture-like physical characteristic, and this type of radios dominated the nation's living rooms in the 30s to 40s to 50s. Radio became a common household item, especially in the urban centers. Despite the radio's short-lived battery, limited range, and 3-foot antenna, more than 130,000 of them were used in World War II. Introduced in 1942, the handheld CR-536 was widely used by Allied soldiers during World War II. The radios could be used to listen to some public broadcasts from BBC London, where obscure personal messages would be transmitted. While they made little sense to the average listener, these notes were used as coded communication to resistance fighters in Europe. After the war, these radios became a collector's item due to their rarity, so you are lucky if you have one of your collection. Radio remained a popular source of news and entertainment in year 1980. Portable radios starting to get popular, getting better sound quality, and FM radio stations became the most popular in the 1980s as well. Many cities had FM stations that offered every possible variety of music, from jazz to classical, rock and roll to country. Increasingly, AM stations offer talk shows that tend to become polarized along political lines during the 1980s, reaching more people in the country. The radio may seem like a relic of the past, but it's actually still going strong in the 21st century. There are now many ways to listen to the radio online. This has made it easier than ever to find the specific type of music or talk shows that you're looking for. However, there are now even portable smart radios that can connect to the internet and offer a wide variety of listening options. Next is radio in present. It's been 3 years and the pandemic is still causing unprecedented havoc across the globe. Despite this ongoing challenge, the prediction is that audio will be even stronger in 2023. It is no secret that digital radio, podcasting, and audio advertising has become mainstream and is disrupting the media industry. Traditional AM and FM radio persists, but digital radio and online streaming have gained popularity. Podcasts have become a significant part of the radio landscape, offering on-demand content. Current trends. Radio industry included a shift toward digital platforms like online streaming. Online streaming radio has revolutionized the way people access and enjoy audio content. It refers to the broadcasting of radio content over the internet, allowing users to listen to their favorite stations and programs through various devices, including computers, smartphones, smart speakers, and other internet-enabled devices. Podcast has become a prominent and dynamic medium for audio content delivery. Podcast has revolutionized the audio content landscape by providing a platform for diverse voices, flexible content consumption, and a global community of listeners and creators. Its adaptability and accessibility make podcasting a significant and influential part of modern media consumption. The integration of smart speakers into the modern era of radio has significantly transformed the way people consume audio content. Smart speakers such as Amazon Echo, Google Home, and Apple HomePod have become popular devices that leverage voice recognition technology and artificial intelligence to provide users with a hand-free, more advanced way of listening and interactive experience. Radio current trends mostly focus on local and international content and community engagement, increasing the use of social media for audience interaction and the growing popularity of internet radio services.
Opportunities and challenges. The challenge of adapting to changing consumer behaviors is the shift to digital platforms. Consumers are increasingly turning to digital platforms, streaming services, and podcasts for on demand and personalized content, challenging traditional radio's dominance. Technological advancements is also quite a bit of a challenge with the integration of smart devices. The rise of smart speakers, voice activated assistants, and other emerging technologies requires radio to adapt its content delivery methods to remain relevant. The radio industry is facing a dynamic landscape shaped by changing consumer behaviors and rapid technological advancements. Meeting these challenges head on while capitalizing on opportunities for innovation has become crucial for the industry's growth. Innovative storytelling is one of many great opportunities of our present radio. Enhancing multimedia experiences that embraces multimedia elements, including visual content, interactive features, and augmented reality to enhance storytelling and engage a broader audience. Nothing could ever go wrong now with content creation through evolving technologies. It leverages the growing popularity of podcasts to create niche and specialized content, catering to diverse interests and demographics. Explore opportunities for immersive content experiences through virtual and augmented reality, creating new dimensions for audience engagement. Monetization strategies is one of the most sought opportunities by businesses nowadays. Introducing subscription based services to offer premium content, ad free experiences, and exclusive access, providing an additional revenue stream. Utilize data analytics and targeted advertising to deliver personalized content and advertisements, enhancing the listener experience and attracting advertisers. Additionally, explore crowdfunding, listener donations, or membership programs to involve the audience directly in supporting their favorite radio stations and shows. Navigating the challenges and opportunities in the evolving landscape of radio requires a strategic and adaptable approach. By embracing technological advancements, exploring new content creation avenues, and implementing innovative monetization strategies, the radio industry can not only survive but thrive in the modern era. The key lies in understanding and meeting the changing needs of the audience while staying true to the timeless art of storytelling and community connection that radio has always represented. Radio in the future. Integration of artificial intelligence for personalized content, recommendations, and interactive experiences. Advances in 5G technology may enhance streaming quality and enable new forms of radio content delivery. Augmented reality and virtual reality could offer immersive radio experiences. In essence, the future culture of radio is set to be a dynamic fusion of technology, personalization, and community engagement. As it evolves, radio will find innovative ways to connect with listeners, providing a unique and enriching audio experience that adapts to the changing demands of a diverse and global audience. Our opinion. The future of radio culture appears dynamic and evolving landscape. While traditional radio formats endure, the integration of technology opens up exciting possibilities. Personalization through AI and interactive elements can deepen the connection between broadcasters and listeners. Podcasting, with its diverse and niche content, is likely to continue thriving. We may express excitement about the integration of advanced technologies such as AI, smart speakers, and virtual reality into the radio experience. And we may anticipate a more interactive and technologically immersive way of consuming audio content. It is important to note that opinions about the future culture of radio are diverse and influenced by factors such as age, cultural background, and preferences of each one of us. Public discourse, surveys, and ongoing interactions with listeners contribute to shaping the evolving landscape of radio culture based on audience expectations and feedback. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful journey on the evolution of radio. And until next time, may your waves be clear, your signal strong, and your love for radio be everlasting. Goodbye.